You have the Lilia and the Thresh. Very good big potential for themselves, trying to catch people and set them up for Bjergsen to knock down.
Okay, they're going to find a double slow. This could be an easy sleep, easy engage. How's it going to work for TSM? In goes Clid. Can't get much more. He knew he was going to die. So re-engage in a 5v4. What are they going to find? No knockups out of Rascal. A small slow, not going to be much more. Just a 1 for 0. TSM kite back. Ulti engage is burned, but with Ruler and BDD still having ults, TSM going to kite back. They're going to go for this Baron instead.
What an ideal situation for TSM now. They've taken down the jungler and the Ornn ultimate is gone. Those are the two biggest things that GENG could possibly have going for them in this Baron fight. The other thing you have to watch is the shockwave. Yep. Watch that ball. Eye on the ball, eye on the prize.
They get a TP in for Broken Blade. He wants this one. He's not going to burn the ulti except to go away, but they're still burning down the Baron. Can get the easy pickup. Should be an easy smite, and he's going to try. You gotta be kidding me. He smited to heal as you said, Kobe, and Ruler finds the kill.
To many people, 2020 TSM was the worst performance of an NA team at Worlds ever. TSM came off a losers bracket miracle run in the summer playoffs, which earned them the first seed from NA. As a result, they were destined to get easier opponents in the group draw, and one can argue that they got the ideal group draw, with Europe's 2nd seed Fnatic, Korea's 3rd seed GENG, and China's 4th seed LGD. However, everything came crashing down as TSM exited Worlds without a single win. Their 0-6 finish would be mocked by fans and casters alike, as Freak says on broadcast here.
It's 3, it's time for 4, and it's time to fly home for TSM.
In this video, I take a closer look at how TSM's play not to lose mentality and poor macro shot calling led to each of their losses. In most of their games, TSM has an adequate early game, with only marginal gold deficits. But when the mid game comes around, their teamfight setups and macro rotations leave a lot to be desired. To make matters worse, TSM almost always drafted pick comps, while their opponents usually drafted teamfighting comps. This drafting style puts even greater pressure on TSM to be proactive and make plays. The clips I will show will highlight just how aggressive and confident TSM's opponents were, while TSM autopilots and gives up ground and objectives with little resistance. In the first match against Fnatic, TSM are first to Dragon. However, they feel threatened by a possible Baron, so instead of starting Dragon, which they have tempo for, they give up their Dragon Prio and Aram instead. TSM then concedes mid Prio with the threat of a Rakan or Evelynn engage, and because Broken Blade is soloing Dragon. Fnatic then get River Prio for free, and instead of utilizing Broken Blade's flanking position, TSM decide to wrap around Dragon to group with him. However, Dragon is finished even before TSM has a possibility to get into position. To add insult to injury, Broken Blade helped get Dragon to half HP, which helped Fnatic quickly secure it. And after Dragon is gone, TSM find themselves over-rotated bot, and Fnatic has the inside track to Baron. Fnatic knows that TSM has absolutely no vision at Baron because TSM first got the Dragon, then conceded River Prio, then conceded mid Prio, and now they over-rotated bot. Fnatic make the gutsy call to burst down Baron with Lucian ult, and escape with Evelynn and Volibear ult. They are rewarded greatly for their shot calling. At 30 minutes, TSM again goes for a bot lane setup at Dragon, but Fnatic realize this and trade inhib for Dragon. And at 32 minutes, TSM groups mid with Camille showing herself bot, and without warding their flanks. Fnatic call Volibear to come mid for a quick 5v4 pick, and as soon as Lucian, Jhin, and Volibear are in position and Evelynn is on the opposite side, Rakan does not hesitate to engage. Broken Blade engages into the middle of 4 healthy Fnatic members and ults Rakan and burns stopwatch while doing so. Camille dies and Fnatic secure Baron and end the game shortly after. In their second match against GENG, both teams are looking to fight at Dragon at the 21-minute mark. Sett goes for an ambitious engage onto Nidalee, hoping that Volibear's TP flank will catch TSM. Renekton TPs as well, and Rakan properly engages onto Genji's carries so that they cannot follow up with Sett. TSM burned Lilia, Sett, and Karma's flashes while getting them very low. This failed engage from Genji looks promising for TSM. However, notice how much TSM respects Ruler's Ezreal. TSM takes the long path back to Dragon and are drawn to Volibear's flank. Ezreal and Volibear keep perfect distances from TSM to poke and threaten a flank. TSM probably have no idea that Lilia based and is on her way back. TSM seem paralyzed by the flank set up by Genji, and Broken Blade attempts a telegraphed flash engage onto Ruler, who quickly flashes away. TSM let Genji start Dragon while they wait idly by and let Ezreal poke them down. And when Lilia arrives, Genji pull the trigger and engage on TSM. TSM only loses double lift, but they also lose Dragon, giving Genji soul point. A minute later, TSM looks to utilize their tempo to invade Genji's jungle and make a pick on Sett. Bjergsen TPs in, while Ruler and Rascal quickly run top from base. Doublelift is not even in position and can only offer Senna ult. Rakan looks to jump on Sett, only to serve as an escape tool with Sett's ult. Meanwhile, Zilean is bursted by Ezreal and is forced to ult himself. The rest of the skirmish is complete damage control by TSM, and TSM loses 4 members in Baron. In their third match against LGD, TSM do not have mid prio, so they look to group for drag from bot lane. Biofrost gets snared by Senna, and Panic Bard ults Senna. Bjergsen TP'd for a LeBlanc flank, but nobody is in range to properly follow up on Senna. Ezreal shifts forward, and Shen attempts a flash taunt, only to be dodged by Senna's flash. This series of plays by TSM is panic followed by wishful thinking. They are hoping that their mediocre engages work and that their opponents will not be able to find a proper response. But Senna's flash easily nullifies everything TSM has thrown so far. The rest of the fight is equally embarrassing by TSM. Renekton gets his dream set up with a 1v1 against Graves, followed by another 1v1 against LeBlanc. Keep in mind that Orianna has not even arrived yet. TSM managed to get a kill onto Renekton, but LeBlanc and Ezreal are cornered and fall as well. At the dragon fight at 32 minutes, Bjergsen is looking for a flank as LeBlanc again, and he spots a control ward with a sweeper. However, he pretends it's not there and gets punished with an Orianna QW combo. Shen then looks to flank alongside LeBlanc by ulting her, but LeBlanc retreats by jumping into the pit. As the fight breaks out, Shen taunts Nautilus, while Renekton flashes and kills LeBlanc, and Orianna kills Graves. While TSM get the dragon 50-50 and kill Senna as well, TSM's teamfight coordination was an absolute mess. In their fourth match against Fnatic, TSM lets Selfmade secure a dragon steal when he had no business doing so. Fnatic make the call to all in on Camille, but as Dragon approaches smite range, Galio and Leona are nowhere close to preventing the dragon steal. Instead, they AFK without realizing what this dance is all about. It's about Dragon, not KDA. As the next dragon is about to spawn, TSM look to group mid despite having a 1-3-1 comp with Camille, Nidalee, and Galio. Theoretically, in a front-to-back teamfight with no flanks, Fnatic ought to win with their front-to-back comp. And that's exactly what happens. Leona engages on Braum, while Camille and Galio combo their ults on Orianna. However, without comboing Nidalee's spear and burst, Orianna finds herself healthy with Seraph's shield, and after the failed front-to-back dive attempt, Fnatic easily clean up TSM. And to make matters worse, Camille and Galio ult are not off cooldown when Dragon spawns. Therefore, TSM again sits idly by as Fnatic occupy the Dragon Pit. Spica goes for a Hail Mary Dragon Steal but misses. TSM loses soul in the game in a matter of minutes. Next, we analyze the infamous 9-man Lilia sleep match, but in my opinion, that's not even the most embarrassing moment in the game. TSM catches Graves and starts Baron in a 5v4. Ornn also doesn't have ult, so the threat of a long-range engage is not there. However, Doublelift decides to farm Raptors, and as a result, he feels pressured to walk the long way around Baron before he can offer DPS. By the time he arrives, Baron is still above half HP, and GENG are in position to fight. GENG respect the possibility of a flank and check the banana bush and choke from mid. But Biofrost has not been doing his job as a Thresh support. He is not away from his team to offer a possible lantern or flank. Instead, he is clumped with his team, offering minimal DPS, losing armor and MR, and leaving TSM susceptible to AoE damage. As Baron gets low, Broken Blade begins to TP for a flank, while Spica commits to finishing Baron. However, Bjergsen and Doublelift pull away from Baron and continue to chase GENG while Spica is dying from Baron. Clearly, there is miscommunication and glaring insecurities in TSM's play, because there is no need to chase GENG when there is no possibility of a smite steal. Just get Baron and get out. Spica continues to maintain Baron aggro, but gets dangerously low and has to use smite to gain HP. And even though TSM knows that Spica has no smite, Bjergsen and Doublelift do not commit to bursting down Baron and dodge left of the Senna ult. TSM leaves Spica stranded in the pit, and Senna steals Baron. Betrayal from Bjergsen and Doublelift would not be an understatement, as well as Biofrost's lack of awareness of his duties as Thresh, namely flanking and lanterning. Let's rewind this clip and listen along to TSM's comms.
They're peeling off. Curio, guys.
Stay on Baron, yeah.
Guys, I have to ult out. I have to smite. Okay, I had to smite. Finish it. Don't let them take it. Oh, they're gonna get it.
Nice. Oh, shit.
And now we come to the infamous 9-man sleep, but I argue that it is not terribly egregious. TSM initiate a teamfight with Flash Volibear stun and Flash Thresh hook onto Orianna, which is somewhat wishful thinking again, because Tahm Kench quickly Flash devours Orianna. The rest of the teamfight pans out rather normally, and when Spica lands a 5-man sleep, only Bjergsen has a capability to follow up with Flash. We can speculate how many champions Bjergsen could have killed, but that is something we will never know for sure. Nonetheless, fans love to attribute TSM's poor performance from this moment, but I hope that my other clips showed you more telling examples of TSM's poor macro and teamfight execution. TSM lose this game by running it down mid and getting caught by surprise by Senna's range and an instant to Ornn ult. Lilia is literally a deer in the headlights. In their last match against LGD, TSM manages to secure Dragon, but they are caught blindsided when LGD go for an instant Baron rush with their inside track. TSM take their sweet time to reset and realize that LGD might be on Baron a little too late. This is the exact same mistake in their first match against Fnatic. Camille then rage engages onto Jhin without even landing hook shot stun, or with proper follow-up. LGD clinically respond by preventing any follow-up with a beautiful Orianna shockwave. And for a final clip, we see TSM trade their Nexus for Baron and plane tickets back to NA. In recent years, the narrative of NA being a minor region gets louder and louder, and many NA fans are starting to lose hope. While TSM's 0-6 run at 2020 Worlds was arguably the worst performance of an NA team ever, there is hope for any League of Legends, and it starts with faith. Think 2013 Cloud9, or 2016 CLG, or 2018 Cloud9, or more recently, 2023 NRG. They had real brotherhoods, and they went to Worlds putting up a fight. Let's send these kinds of teams to Worlds. Teams with strong shot calling and no hesitation to throw punches back to Eastern teams. If you like analytical content like this, please hit the like and subscribe button for more. See you in the next video.